QuickPlay is focusing on the OTT transformation. Can you elaborate on what that means in practice and how QuickPlay helps its clients achieve it? Not everybody's going to understand what over the top means. OTT is over the top, which
Yes.
is typically a cable reference. But if you could explain it.
So what is, to your point, what do we build? What do we do? What does QuickPlay do? Broadly and largely, right? We are building streaming services from the moment of content ingest, right? To the moment that it ends up in somebody's screen and everything in between. That's broadly what we do, right? For large tier one media and entertainment clients, sports rights holders, and broadcasters. That's the core of what we do, right? From a product standpoint. But it's really most of the time when we talk to clients, it's about that they are at this moment of transformation, and there are different points of transformation based on whether that client profile in that market and fundamentally what's occurring. But what we'll talk about here, right, for telco, it's moving from I've been a traditional MVPD provider, right? I've essentially cable provider, right, giving channels. I've now seen that the universe includes many streaming services. How do I begin to bundle and aggregate my position as a biller and a bundler to be able to enable those markets, right? But then how do I also, I mean, that's like step number one, right? And now competing with the Amazons, et cetera, of the world. But then how do I also begin to think about fast channel offerings? So how do I think about even other points of aggregation and content offerings that I can be a part of to maintain that consumer, drive the greatest value extraction I can from that consumer, right? And fundamentally compete with other platforms. So that's one, right? For a broadcaster, it's really interesting. They're going through a huge transformation because most of broadcasters start with some public service mission, right? It's not only driven out of making great content, it's actually driven out of a public service of driving information around local news and their communities that serve their number one purpose, whether that is a local broadcaster here and sitting in Miami where I sit, or whether that's sitting in the UK or in Madrid. They have a very similar purpose. And so for them, they're like, well, listen, we're losing reach. Our audience is getting older. What do we do? How do we address this? Does that mean distribution off of our own platforms? Do we think about our own role as aggregator? How do we figure out collaborations the way that Hulu was originally structured, right, with Fox, ABC, and NBC? Are there market opportunities for us to draw attention and continue to deliver against that public service mission, right? It's really public service driven. And so it becomes all about reach, all about reaching new generations of audiences and maintaining that kind of local flavor and investment.